Hey, this is McGarren Flack. Today, just going to focus on a fun little interesting thing that has really helped out with my drawing. It is to focus on negative shape drawing. How do you approach a drawing to be able to see the negative shapes as opposed to just drawing the contour or the positive shapes? So to better understand that, I thought we would talk about what a positive shape is, and then we can dive into a negative shape, and also what a contour line drawing is. So here we have her being the positive shape. That's the part that I want, that is most interesting. This could be incorporated into still lifes, landscapes. Most of the time you have one object that you want everybody to look at or be interested in. So she is the positive shape. Everything else around her is the negative shape. Now, what is a contour? A contour is what is described in these beautiful green lines. So I've drawn the contour of this figure coming around over the shoulders, the arm, and this is where negative shape becomes different from the contour. A contour is the edge or difference between one object and another. So here we have a thumb that is overlapping the back side of the model. So therefore I've drawn a contour of that thumb going over the back side. The front of the hand wraps around to the front side of the hips here. So it's a contour that describes the difference between various shapes. A contour can also be between the foreground or your positive shape and also the negative shape. So the negative shape is what is surrounding this model, but the contours are what describes the areas surrounding each object, the hands, the legs, the head. If we go into a negative shape is everything that surrounds that object or the positive shape. So here she is blacked out because she is the positive shape, and I'm going to look at all of the shapes that surround this individual. So a negative shape would be right here in between the arm and the torso, and here's another one between the arm and the torso. Here's another positive shape between the legs here. You can have another shape that is on the outside of these legs. It allows you to be able to abstract those shapes to better accurately draw them. Another concept or idea is having the negative shapes associated to the shadows. So here I have the positive shape of the figure, and I've also placed in this blue to describe the shape of the shadows within the positive figure. So here she's the positive shape. Here I also have negative shapes that are drawn in. Look at how it abstracts those shapes. It also allows me to be able to see the abstraction or simplification of the positive shapes. Here's what it looks like when those negative and positive shapes are even more simplified. So now I have this triangle shape has totally changed, which is considered to be a negative shape. It includes the shadow of her flank, and then also the negative shape that is between her torso and her arm. So this negative shape just grew a lot bigger. As you can see, the shape is much smaller here, and when I put it in there, the shape grows. I will just draw the shape that exists here. So this shape is what I'm going to focus on. So that would be one shape. The next shape that I'm going to focus on would be here underneath the arm. Maybe another negative shape would consist of looking at this portion that goes off to the shoulder. I can construct this whole entire series of negative shapes focusing on this shape that sits on the outside out here. If I get these negative shapes drawn in correctly, then the whole model will be drawn in correctly. This allows you to focus on those shadow shapes or negative shapes to be able to construct an arm or a torso without really having to draw the contour. If I have too wide of a latissimus, the side here, avert, and that's what I'm drawing in for my negative shape, I can look at the difference between the two. This is too parallel with this edge. So I'm going to make it a little bit more extreme and fill in that shape. So as you can see, that is how you focus on negative drawing. So once you have looked at these negative shapes that surround objects or are between the positive shaped objects, it is really easy to be able to abstract those shapes, see exactly what they look like, and draw them more accurately. If you're always drawing the contour of something, the angle of the arm might be off, or the slope will be different, and converting things to negative shapes really helps you see it abstractly, and therefore, when you see it abstractly, you're no longer drawing a hand, you're drawing shapes that will construct a hand, or you're no longer drawing a figure, you're drawing the shapes that eventually construct a figure. Thanks.